Hello. Hello, Shunzi. Hello,
Hello.
Kayla. Hello, Yang. Hello, Myra. Hello. Hello, Natalie and Shivani. Hello. I should. Just one question, Shivani. That I was putting in Yang's birth data and she's from Mongolia and I couldn't find her city. I could find
Yeah.
lots of Bayan, but I couldn't find her city. So
So
maybe.
I put the coordinates next to her data. That's the only way.
Okay, is there anything closer to that place? Anyway, we can talk later about it, but mm, because I already did that. So I'm just going to make you the interpreter.
Yeah.
And who am I? I can't see. Let me see. Who's recording? Shanti. Okay. Okay. Hi, Shanti. There you have the permission. Yeah. Good, good. Thank you. Ooh. I have a problem here. I may have to log out and come back in. So, okay, you'll have wait for me. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, let me see what. Okay, now it's no, I don't have to get out. I was looking for the cursor. Mm. Every time I just one sec if you uh, when I go like this, the cursor disappears. I can't, so I have to do something different. Just give me one sec, I'll do something.
There's a touch mouse mode.
How would I do that?
Do you see it? It's right above where it'll say save from beginning, touch mouse mode spelling, close to the spelling button. Down, little down, down. Now go right there.
Oh,
I wonder if that will give you a
oh,
selection.
okay. Maybe, yeah, thank you. I'm just seeing it may have got switched on for some reason.
Oh, but it still goes out.
Yeah. Okay, so I should do touch mouse mode. Okay, should we try again?
That didn't work.
No, it didn't
Sorry.
work. Okay, I'm just going to stop share. No, I'm going to do this. This is better. Hide quick access bar and hide full screen mode. Okay, now this is better. Then you can still see a little bit. I'm going to try to remove this. You know, today my Mercury is having a planetary war with Jupiter. And so I'm having this problem. Sorry about it. And how did it come here? Okay. Okay, let's start. So welcome everybody. I do apologize for this delay, but I'll show you a bit about what the planet's up to. You can see here that Mercury and Jupiter are in together, exactly together today. And that means that they are in a planetary war. We'll discuss this later on, but today, and I'm ruled by Jupiter, so I'm having technical problems. Morning class, we had no problems, but now it is in the next class, we are having problems. So let us, so this is me in Vietnam a few years ago at, I'd gone to the Shivananda lecturing there, and we continue with our class. So let us do some chanting and Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahman Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Adityaya Somaya Mangalaya Budhaya Cha Guru Shukra Shanibhyascha Rahuve Ketave Namaha. Om Dati Shankatusharabham Shirodaranava Sambhavam Namami Shashinam Somam Shambho Mukata Bhushanam. So today we are on lesson 4 out of 36, and we continue with Mercury, Jupiter, Venus. And just for your information, I did tell you earlier as well, I am using Lahiri Ayanamsha. It is the most popular one used by most astrologers. Ayanamsha is the difference between the tropical and the sidereal zodiac. So I discussed that in lesson 1. And a very good book to get on planets is called The Yoga of the Planets by Andrew Foss. You can buy a separate ebook for each planet. It's available on Amazon. The thing about this Yoga of the Planets is it gives 108 mantras for each planet. So there is these books are available in English translation from India, but Andrew has done a great job. You can also buy them in Sanskrit translation, but you have the mantras that you can study, and it is both for beginners and advanced students. So if you are interested, you could get that. So Mercury, Jupiter, Venus are known as the benefics. They are there to support you. Actually, they are also known as Shubha Grahas. Shubha means auspicious and Grahas is benefic. So this is Buddha Mercury, and Mercury is green in color. And this is a photograph of Mercury. You can see he's riding a lion with a snout like an elephant. And this is another photograph of Buddha. And you can see here he's green in color as well. I think that this animal resembles very much like a yali. It's not given everywhere, but this yali, the animal, you see a lot in the temples. He is lion and elephant, looks very similar to the animal linked with Buddha. So the Nama mantra for Buddha, Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. So one word about Buddha, the pronunciation, Buddha. Buddha is the enlightened one and Lord Buddha, but Buddha is Mercury. So there's C1 D is missing here. Buddha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Sometimes it's very easy to do the wrong pronunciation, but just so that you understand the difference. This is the Purana mantra for Buddha. Priyangu Kalika Shamam Rupena Pratimam Buddham Saumyam Saumya Gunopetam Tam Buddham Pranamamyaham. So all these mantras are just describing Buddha. It says that he's dark in color, like night. So this is something that is typical to Buddha, that he's dark color. So according to the complexion of your country, your race, you could say that you're slightly darker than normal. And the second line says, Rupena Pratimam Buddham. He's very beautiful. Number one in beauty. Saumyam Saumya Gunopetam. He's soft and calm and full of good qualities. Guna, full of good qualities. Tam Buddham Pranamamyaham. To Buddha, I bow to you. I Om Priyangu Kalika Shamam Rupena Pratimam Buddham Saumyam Saumya Gunopetam Tam Buddham Pranamamyaham. So the yantra for Mercury is adds up to 24. In your recordings, I also added the information about the yantras, and so you can download that. And I've given the English numbers here. So these are sacred numbers for Mercury, but they have to be put in this order. And here we see 9, 4, and 11, 10, 8, and 6, 4, 12, and 9. And each way it adds up to 24. And the deity for Buddha is Vishnu. And the Puranic story of Buddha, I just want to say a little bit about the Puranic stories. When I visit temples in India, each temple always has a Puranic story. So when you go there on the left-hand side, sometime, not left-hand, but somewhere they either written in English or in Tamil, they have the Puranic story. So that gave me the idea to research the Puranic stories for the planets. And there are many stories. I'm just introducing you to one of them. And so the Puranic story is connected to Tara Rahasya, or the secret of Tara. Tara is the wife of Brihaspati, Jupiter, and she eloped with Soma. And from that relationship between Tara and Soma, Buddha is born. So finally, there was a big war, and Brihaspati wanted his wife back, and Tara went back to Brihaspati, but she was pregnant, and Buddha became the adopted child of Brihaspati. So he's the son of the moon, but he's the adopted child of Brihaspati. But you see, Soma Moon, last week we met him. He has 28 wives. He's quite a man about town. And so there, Tara got fascinated by him. And so this is the story. So that is Tara's secret, that Buddha is the child of Soma. So Buddha hates his father, Soma. Any moon Mercury contacts is complicated in the chart. Last week we heard that Sun and Saturn, if you have that together, then there is something there. Basically, Soma deals with the mind and Buddha with intellect. And as you know, that scientists are always questioning, is that the truth? Show me the evidence. That is much more Buddha's role. But moon deals with the full mind. And so therefore, Soma is as important when you are analyzing the mind. Buddha is the combination of Jupiter's wisdom and moon's intuition. Moon is subconscious. Mercury thinks, which is an illusion, that it is a rational, practical, conscious mind. But he's still part of the total consciousness. He's still son of the moon. So there is some, he's one part of the mind, not everything with the mind. So there are some important things for everybody to remember, that Mercury orbits close to the sun. Whenever it moves away from the sun's gravity pulls it back. Mercury retrogrades usually 3 times in a year, combusts 6 times a year, And combust is when a planet gets hidden by the sun's light. So because my other planets can combust once a year, Mercury will combust 6 times a year. So therefore, we always watching whether Mercury is combust in your chart or not. Mercury belongs to the Vaishya class, whose main function is commercial activity. Mercury's element is earth. It's practical in nature, dealing with communication and commerce. So you see that Mercury is also connected to business, because commercial activity, he's the businessman, we could say. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. It is an androgynous planet. That means it can be either sex, or it can be, I'm trying to find the word for it. It can be, it's very changeable, but sexuality can be anything. It's triguni, and it's triguni and tridosha. This morning somebody said that it should be tridosha, not tridhatu. So it has all the gunas. So a person who is strong with Mercury sometimes will be tamas, sometimes rajas, sometimes sattva. So it can be very confusing if you know them, and to yourself as well. And tridosha, it can adopt all the qualities of nature, vata, pitta, kapha. So it is it is possible for Mercury to be straight, gay, uh, 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 any kind of quality, because he's so changeable. So Mercury is exalted at 15 degrees Virgo and debilitated at 15 Pisces. The nakshatras ruled by Mercury are Ashlesha, Jyeshta, Revati. Mercury is benefic on its own, but it changes its personality if it is placed with other planets. I highlighted this aspect. This is something peculiar to Mercury. So when you have Mercury on its own, it will be benefic. If it is with another benefic planet, today we are studying benefic, so other benefic planet is Jupiter or Venus, it's fine. But if it is with malefic planets, then it changes its nature. It becomes like the planet it's placed with. Mercury is strong in the first house, where it gets directional strength. Mercury's direction is north. Colors are green and emerald. A gemstone is emerald, and the day is Wednesday. You see, these directions of the planets are especially important when you're doing Vastu, which is like Feng Shui. It's a planning of house, where you put, what direction is auspicious, what is not. So there is a lot of the temples are organized according to directions as well, but houses as well. So here we have a very powerful Mercury's chart. So here you see that this is Bill Gates, and he's AS means ascendant, and number 3 is Gemini. In this South Indian chart, the no number is given, but Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, this is how we go. And the ruler of Gemini is Mercury, and Mercury has gone into the number 6 sign, which is Virgo, and it is exalted there. Bill Gates is the founder of Microsoft, and for many years he was the richest man in the world. Now somebody else has taken over, but you can see he's intellectual, he's a businessman, he founded something totally new. So you can see that. Now, other factors of Mercury to check: is it retrograde? No, Mercury is not retrograde in this chart. a planet, if it is retrograde, will show up in the chart like this at the bottom. You can see the line under the chart. And it is not close to the sun. There is a distance of about 17 degrees, 18 degrees between Mercury and sun. So it is not combust, but it is with Mars, and Mars could have made him quite competitive and Martian, organizing, because Mercury will take on some of Mars characteristics as well, because that is the company Mercury is keeping in Bill Gates' chart. So Mercury is about intellect, speech, orators, pursuit of knowledge, astrology, trade, transport, diplomacy, proficiency in languages, authors, dramatists, critics, entertainers. Mercury can be dual in character and changeable in nature. One aspect you see here, why is Mercury important for astrology? Because Mercury is, for astrology, we need the mind always analyzing, working with things, remembering things, being critical of, the knowledge. So you see people, Mercury quite strong. But Mercury can get bored easily. They need to be searching knowledge or something perpetually. Mercury represents youthfulness and childhood and tends to give an early result. So the things about karakas or significators of Mercury: intellect, childhood, education, business, adopted sons. Remember, Buddha himself is adopted, and sometimes when people are looking for adoption in charts, then you should also look at what Mercury is doing. So there are 4 crucial points to consider for Buddha. Firstly, is it combust? Is it too close to the sun, therefore not visible? And as I said, that Mercury is always nearby the sun. Secondly, is it retrograde? Then alone or with the sun. Alone is rarer because almost 80% of the time Mercury is in the same sign as the sun. But if Mercury is alone in your chart, then it shows independent thinking. Any conjunction to Mercury, easily influenced by planets it is placed with. So if we look at the chart of Bill Gates again, you see here, Mercury is independent. It's not within the same sign as the sun. It is not combust. It's not retrograde. But it is with Mars. So you would consider that Mars influences there. Now last week we finished, and we are going to start today with Serene's chart, because that was the chart. But this is the chart for today, and you can see that Mercury and Jupiter are in very close together. If you go out today in the sky, actually you'll be able to see Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Moon at early evening sky. So go and look at it. You can see them all. Moon is, so not Saturn, because Saturn you'll see before sunrise, but Jupiter, Mercury. So you see here, Mercury is in the same sign as the sun, but it is not retrograde. So let us look at Serene's chart. And here we see now that Mercury is in number 2 sign, Taurus. Here, this is Taurus. This area is Taurus in South Indian. You can focus on one chart. I'm more comfortable with North Indian chart, so I tend to look at the North Indian chart. But Mercury in Taurus, this is a very good position for Mercury. Serene has, we can see here, Venus has a line underneath it. So Venus is retrograde in her chart. All the three benefics are placed together. So we can say that Mercury is under very good influence because Venus and Jupiter, and it is not combust, it is not retrograde. Those are the things to keep in mind. So Shanti, this is again, Mercury is in Libra with Venus, good company. It's very important, Mercury's company. Then Sun is quite far away, so no combustion, no retrogression. And Libra is a good position. So this is a nice Mercury, seeking balance, harmony, uh, positive thinking. Those are the things that are there. Shubha, I don't know. I think Shubha, have I got the right data for you? This is, I think two people's chart is similar. Uh,
Actually, this is not my chart. My moon is in Pisces and my Mercury is in my first house with Sun.
okay, so do you want to give me your birth data?
Yeah, should I type it or just
Just give
say
it, just say it.
it's 8th November
Yeah,
1973,
yeah.
7:12 a.m. Mumbai,
Yeah, okay.
7:12 a.m.
Okay, last time also I made this mistake. So there you are, now you are properly updated. Actually,
Thank you.
I'm putting here now, I just put Mercury at the top of the thing. So you can see here, again, a Mercury in Libra, but this is a retrograde Mercury. And is this the correct chart, Shobha?
Yes, this is the correct chart.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So one other point I was making is, you see AS is ascendant, and ascendant is Mercury is right on the ascendant. So this is a person who's thinking a lot and thinking in unusual way. Retrograde means sometimes you're thinking about the past, sometimes you're hesitant to express yourself fully, so you may over express yourself. And this is the first house, so this is a very strong Mercury, good Mercury. Now when Mercury is combust, see 22 degrees Sun, 27, so it's a combustion. It means that Mercury is moving at a very fast speed. So when it's moving at a very fast speed, it means you're overthinking things and you can burn out quickly because you're always going at a super speed. So that is something that you see, you know, those are the factors that we are looking at for Mercury. Snow, here we see again, Mercury is retrograde, very close to the to Venus. Uh, see, when planets are very close to each other, they have the potential to go into planetary war. But snow does not have a planetary war. It is just little bit away. But there's a big influence of Mercury by Venus. And you know, so that is there. It's about 9 degrees away, 8 degrees away from Sun. So it's sort of the edge of combustion. But there is a strong influence here, and Virgo, it's exalted. So that is a very analytical Mercury, super analytical Mercury. And Sue, Now, here we see Mercury has lot of influences, and this is something that you have to then see which one is prominent. But you can see here that Sue has Mercury with Rahu. Mercury is in Scorpio. Scorpio is a very secretive hidden sign. You see, this is the 8th house in the South Indian chart. You go Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. So the Scorpio energy, but Rahu's influence is there. So Rahu always brings interest in foreign things, foreign people, and also sometimes dissatisfaction. So you can feel dissatisfied with your thought process, or he can make you feel dissatisfied. Usually Mercury is happy with Rahu because it is, sorry, Rahu, it's happy with foreign things. So you're studying Jyotish, so that definitely is foreign for you. Venus influence is also there because Venus is 14 degrees, then Sun, Mars, but they are a little bit far. So you have to say that the main influence is Rahu. In this case, Sue, you have to think yourself that what is the influence? What is it that you feel? Also, right now, we are looking at step, one by one things. So we are looking at individual things. So, you have to just be patient with that. Now, this is Sukanya's chart, and Sukanya, here we see Mercury-Ketu conjunction. Mercury-Ketu conjunction is a signature for astrology. Next week, we are going to do Ketu, and Ketu is the past life planet. So it can interest in Jyotish, it can show interest in spirituality, it can show interest in yoga, meditation, all those things as well. And we see here that Mercury is in Aries, number 1 sign. So there can be some impulsive thinking, wanting to get things done quickly. And that is something to think about. So anybody has any questions? Because we will then move on to, and it would be good if you are asking questions if you put on your camera, because then I can see you and others also can see you.
Madam, I have a question.
Yeah,
So how many degrees are very closer to the planets? Like you can just, so it's how many degrees?
Muthu, the thing is this, that each planet has a separate degree of conjunction.
Okay.
So we will be discussing that in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, thank you.
So we will be discussing that. Also, if you remind me, I'll send you the manual. So email me
Okay.
to remind
thank
me, then you can read in that.
Okay.
Kumila, I had
Bindu?
a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very clearly.
So Mercury can either be combust or in conjunction. Could you tell the difference when it is, like what happens when it's combust and when it's in retrograde? Sorry.
No, retrograde means it's the starts moving backwards. So that's a different, totally different. I think there's, if you switch off your sound, there's a lot of noise here. Yeah. So there are different qualities of the planet. Combustion means that it is gone too close to the sun. So a planet that is too close to the sun is combust. Only can happen if the planet is close to the sun. But because Mercury naturally orbits around the sun, it is most likely to be close to the sun. But there is a specific degree. Retrograde means that you are going forward and you back up your car. So that means that instead of going forward, you're reversing your car. So the planets, the 5 planets from Mercury to Saturn, they reverse at some time in the chart. So if you have that, then you can be reverse in your thinking or awkward, or you think about the past. So there's something with the retrograde planet. Anybody else? See, right now, yeah, you have to fix your.
Kumala, I have one more question.
Mhm.
Because Mercury can be influenced by the planet,
Mm.
that last chart we saw, it had so many planets. So which planet has the most influence? The one that is in the closest degree?
That's right. But it's also that, it's sort of all, if you have many planets in one house, you have a lot of influences. That means you may have a lot of interests or ideas that you want to pursue when you have many planets together. So that is also there. But there's the planet that's the closest that has the influence. Okay. So now we go to Jupiter, and he is known as Guru or Brihaspati. The thing is this, that just now we are just being introduced to the planets. And as you get introduced, you are learning some things about the planets, but there is a lot more information to study, what houses they are, what signs they are. There's a lot of more extra stuff to study. But as yet, we are first going to meet all the planets. So now we are meeting Jupiter, and you can see the color is yellow. And Jupiter is usually always with an elephant. And elephant, is also people worship elephant like Lord Ganesha. And also whenever I see Jupiter, an elephant, I think it's Jupiter as well, Lord Ganesha, because he's the animal for Jupiter. And the deity for Jupiter is Brahma. And here we can see that Brahma has 4 heads, but actual fact he has 5 heads, but the 5th one is not visible. So this is the Jupiter Nama Mantra. And again, a reminder to you, the Nama Mantra is just saying the name of the planet. Om Guruve Namaha. Om Guruve Namaha. Om Guruve Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. So because Brihaspati is the guru, people will not say Brihaspati, can say guru as well. And this is the Purana mantra for Brihaspati. Om Devanam cha Rishinam cha Gurum Kanchan Sannibham Buddhibhutam Trilokesham Tam Namami Brihaspatim. So the Guru Yantra, the number is 27, 10, 4, 12, sorry, 10, 5, 12, 11, 6, 7, 3, no, this is 6, 11, 8, 7, 3, 13, and, excuse me, 11, 9, 7, 3, 13, 8. I don't read Sanskrit all the time, so the numbers I get confused by. There was a time I used to read. So this is the animal for Guru is the elephant. And I took this photograph at Kamakshi temple in Kanchipuram. So the Brihaspati, this photograph I took in London at the British Museum. And one of the things with Brihaspati is, if you see the photograph, is that he has a belly. He's fat. The only planet when they show the photograph who has weight is Brihaspati. And these statues are, when the British were ruling India, they took them to England, and they are there at the British Museum. All the Navagrahas are there. If you ever go to London, you should visit the British Museum. But this year I had gone to Bhubaneswar, and in Bhubaneswar, at the Sun Temple, Konark, I saw the same deities there, but very much smaller. They have a new Navagraha temple, not new-ish, we could say, built there because these old ones were taken away. And they have exactly the same deities. If I remember, next week I will show you. I took the photographs of these deities. So the Puranic story of Guru Brihaspati is connected to being the guru of Shani. At first, he refused to teach Saturn. Then when he did, he withheld vital knowledge from him and refused Guru Dakshina. So you see, the thing is this, that when you think about Saturn, Saturn is actually the prince because he's the child of Surya. But he's the child of Surya by a shadow wife. So by the traditionalists did not accept him as the child of Surya. That is why Saturn is angry with his father. We heard that story last week. So when, because Guru, he is there to teach the Jupiter is supposed to teach all the children of the king, but he didn't want to teach Shani, and then he withheld the information. So it was only when Shani went to learn under Shukracharya, that is Venus, he realized this. So this is why Shani is very angry with Brihaspati. Therefore, when Jupiter is in the sign of Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, it becomes debilitated. You see, Jupiter is very respected and honored, and when he's in Capricorn, he's much more practical. And, Jupiter type of people often withhold knowledge, advice from those they do not feel deserve to know. Even today and in India, definitely the teachers would first see whether you are really interested in learning before they would teach you something. So that was something really kind of important to understand. My Guruji, when he wanted to learn Sanskrit, he had to go and visit his Sanskrit Guruji teacher for 6 months. Every time he would go, they would say, come again. And finally, after 6 months, he understood that my Guruji was serious about studying, and then started teaching him. Because, there's that aspect. So Jupiter and Saturn is a complicated aspect. However, we have this chart of Barack Obama, the former president of USA, and he has Jupiter in Capricorn, which is debilitated. It's with Saturn. So he was standing up not for the royal people, but for the average person, that is the Democratic Party. But he has a retrograde Jupiter. And when he's first, I think it was 2008, when he stood for the first time for the presidential election, there was a big issue with one of his gurus as well, one of his spiritual advisors. I don't exactly remember the detail, but I like to show charts of people who are successful despite some weakness in their chart. You see, when when I was learning astrology, if you had a debilitated planet, the people would think it's really bad and they would give very negative points of view. But here in Barack Obama's chart, we see that Jupiter is firstly with the AS ascendant. That means it's a strong, it's retrograde, so bit unusual. But for Jupiter, we are not checking whether he's close to the sun. He could be, but it's not necessary because Jupiter will conjoin the sun just once. Only Mercury we must check always. So Jupiter is known as Brihaspati or Guru. He is Brahmin by caste. Brahmins have knowledge of Brahma, the creator of the universe. And I just want to, they have the duty to guide humanity through their knowledge and highly developed consciousness from the mirage of outer illusion to the inner light. Jupiter is wise in true sense. It's not every person with Jupiter is wise, but that is the what I would say optimum quality. If your Jupiter is in a perfect position, but people with strong Jupiter, they are always advising others. That is just an aspect of their personality. Guru means one who gives light. He represents expansion, happiness, higher knowledge. Jupiter is the most benefic planet, therefore it always gives a lot. It is a spiritual planet who gives material benefits to his devotees, makes condition comfortable for those on a righteous path by removing obstacles. So it is important to remember that even though Jupiter is a spiritual planet, he is also signifies wealth. He signifies children, comfort. So he gives us easy conditions, not for us to forget the spiritual self, but to then not worry about those things. Then you can worry about the higher things. Jupiter represents positive fruits of past karma, which bring forth conditions in this life of affluence, comfort, and happiness. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces. It is a male planet. It has sattvic guna and kapha nature. Its element is ether or sky. Jupiter is exalted at 5 degrees Cancer, debilitated at 5 Capricorn. The nakshatras ruled by Jupiter, Punavasu, Vishakha, Purvabhadra. The day is Thursday. Generally, in normal speech, we'll say Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, debilitated in Capricorn. And here we see President Obama's chart. His Jupiter 7 degrees 32. That means it's very close to the exact debilitation point in his chart. And I can say that maybe, the debilitation brought a loss of his father. Father was not there. His childhood was unsettled. It's not that it stopped the success for him. So often when planets are debilitated, we also should watch health. But we'll talk more about that later. Jupiter is strong in the first house where it gets directional strength. That was there in President Obama's chart. Jupiter's direction is east. Its colors are golden, yellow, saffron, and the gem is yellow sapphire. I told you so you can see from my finger, I'm wearing a yellow sapphire. This was something I bought in 1979 when I first started studying astrology. So for the number of years I've worn, it is a very good thing. Also, East is always regarded as very positive direction. And the East, even in your house, you should try to keep it clean and not have, garbage bins or things like that there. You should know which is the East. And how do you know which is the East? That is where the sun rises every morning. So that is the eastern direction. It represents fat. Jupiterians are large with tendency to overweight. So I showed you the photograph of Jupiter. He's the only planet that they show with weight. For women, Jupiter represents husband and his longevity. It is the significator of children. So often they feel that the Karaka significator, husband, sons, children, knowledge, philosophy, gurus, teachers, and wealth. So usually they feel that like Jupiter in Capricorn will give more girls rather than boys. And President Barack Obama, he has 2 daughters. Nothing wrong with it, just that's the rule to look at it. So we are going to look at a few more charts. Um, and so this is Tiffany. And so now what I'm doing is I'm just bringing Jupiter in front so that you are paying attention to Jupiter. So remember that we are not looking at houses and signs even, but here we see Jupiter in Scorpio. Jupiter actually likes being in Scorpio. That is a positive aspect. And one thing that as you're looking at the charts, we are just focusing on Jupiter, but we can see Tiffany also has Sun-Saturn combination. So, one could ask how her relationship with father is. But Jupiter in Scorpio just likes being in Scorpio. This is a strong position for Jupiter. And it can be very intuitive and transformative and wise in that position. So Yang, I'll check your the exact position, but the planets will not change positions. And here we see again in Yang's chart, Jupiter is with Rahu and Mars. Now, the thing is that unlike Mercury immediately takes on the quality of the planet that is placed with it. Here, number 5 sign, Leo, and we can see Mars is retrograde, Jupiter's retrograde, and Rahu is retrograde. Rahu is always retrograde, so we don't consider that. But Jupiter, this can also show shyness to express yourself, interest in past, or being, moving back to look at past things. And Mars is there, so Mars influence will be there. So say somebody sitting right next to you in the same room, sharing the room for life, then there is going to be some influence. But again, generally, Jupiter-Rahu combination shows interest in foreign cultures, foreign ideas. You're unconventional because Rahu brings the unconventional information. Next week, we are going to talk about Rahu. You are very lucky in the class to be able to see so many charts because the charts are giving you so many different people and their personalities and charts. Normally, we don't have that facility. So here's Yunnan, and Yunnan has got Jupiter and Leo. It's Jupiter is strong in Leo. It can be very traditional, more traditional in Leo, although moon with Rahu means Rahu influences there. But Jupiter and Leo also very generous, expansive, giving to people, and people are attracted to you because the knowledge that you are sharing with them. And we'll go to Zoe, and then So Zoe here has Jupiter Ketu together. Remember we saw Ketu earlier as well. Whenever Ketu is close to any planet, Ketu is going to give some interest in foreign cultures, foreign ideas. And the Jupiter Ketu conjunction especially is indicative of uh, study of Jyotish in past lives. That is something, although Ketu is quite far away, see 2 degrees and 24 degrees. And Jupiter is in Aquarius. Aquarius, it's very alternative, wanting to make life different for people and, uh, you know, environment or nature or, even the world, how to teach wisdom about that. And the Ketu energy indicates some kind of past life study of spiritual aspect, even though it's quite far away. So any questions, comments, anything?
I'm Camilla. This is Satya.
Yeah, hi, Satya.
Hi. So if a planet is debilitated yet has directional strength, does that like neutralize the qualities of debilitation?
Yeah,
Or-
it improves it a lot.
Okay. Thank you.
Kumila, this is Bindu. With the yantras, the numbers, what do they signify?
No, they are just mystical numbers. Usually pujas are done on them. Prayer ceremonies are done, and
On
of
the number itself?
not one number, it's like a little card you can buy.
Ah, okay.
I have all sorts of them in my office. So at the temples you can buy them, maybe online also you can get them.
Okay, thank you.
Pumila ji, this is Shubha here.
Yeah.
Suppose Jupiter is exalted in someone's chart, but it is placed with another planet, say Mars, which is debilitated. Does that Jupiter help to strengthen the Mars in
Yes.
that position?
We'll talk about all these things in 2 weeks' time.
Okay,
So
thank you.
next week we are talking about Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. And after that, we will discuss all the different qualities of the planet.
Thank you.
Good. So now we go to the last planet of today, and that is Shukra, Venus. And here we see Venus is riding a single horse. I think the red color, not necessarily, although Venus is known as the red planet, there's some, I was seeing some pictures the other day, there's a lot of fire within Venus. But and Shukracharya is a guru. He's very knowledgeable guru. So you see in Jyotish, we have 2 gurus. We have Brihaspati and Shukracharya, Jupiter and Venus. They are the 2 gurus. There's a distinct difference, I will tell you in a minute. And the goddess for Venus is Lakshmi. In fact, if you go to the temples on Friday, especially in Tamil Nadu, you will see that on Friday, a lot of ladies will come and light a candle on Friday because Venus represents marriage and relationships, and they will light candles for their marriage, either to get married or if they are married for a good, nice marriage. And Parshurama, he's the Venus incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. So the Purana mantra, Om Him Kundamrilalabham Datyanam Paramam Gurum Sarva Shastra Pravaktaram Bhargavam Pranamamyaham. So this chant, Him Kundamrilalabham, is white like snow. So you can see the color of Venus is white. Lotus eye and the guru, uh, guru of the demons, Daitya Nam Paramam Guru. So he's the guru of the demons, knower of all shastras, Sarva Shastra Pravaktaram. He knows all the shastras. This is what I'm saying. He's very knowledgeable. Bhargavam, Bhargav is another name for Venus. Bhargavam Pranamamyaham. Om Hem Kundamrilalabham Datyanam Paramam Gurum Sarva Shastra Pravaktaram Bhargavam Pranamamyaham. So I actually didn't translate the Jupiter mantra. I just want to do that now, just to give you the difference between the Jupiter mantra. Devanam cha rishinam cha gurum kanchan sannibham buddhi bhutam trilokesham tam namami brihaspatim. So to Brihaspati, the difference of the gurus, he's the Deva and the Rishi. He's the guru to the gods and the sages. So, you know, that's a very high position. And he's full of wisdom and full of intellect, and so that is the main aspect of the difference between Jupiter and Venus. Venus is also the guru, but he's the guru of the Daitya. Daityanam Paramam Gurum. So he's the guru of the demons. His yantra numbers add up to 30, 11, 6, 13, it's 11, 9 and 13, I think, yes. 12, 10 and 8, 7, 4 and 9. So the Shukra animal is the horse. And the Puranic story of Shukra is Trivikrama Avatara. And this is actually a story that is talking about both Jupiter and Venus. So Lord Vishnu incarnated as a Brahmin, sage, Vamana, also known as Trivikrama Avatara. Vamana was a dwarf Brahmin. Vamana is the Jupiter incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So he came to teach a lesson to the Asura demon king Bali, because King Bali had become full of ego and drunk with his own power. And Asura king, his guru and advisor was Shukracharya. The thing with the Asura kings is that they don't always listen to advice as well. Whereas so this photographs I've got here of Vamana. This photograph I took at Tirupati. You can't see him as tiny, but this is at Sri Rangam. So last week I'd shown you my picture, my introduction picture with Sage Agastya. So the Sage Agastya is very short. So the short dwarf Brahmin or short Brahmin is this Vamana. So Vamana wanted to teach, Vamana wanted to teach King Bali a lesson in order to help the Devas, because what is happening always in the Puranic stories is that the gods and the demons are always bothering the gods, and the demonic Asura kings, they become very powerful. They do all the pujas, they do everything, but then they want to promote themselves that I am doing everything, I am your God, I am the powerful one. So when they become so strong, then the gods are perpetually fighting them. So in this tale, Vamana goes to the court of King Bali to ask him for land to live on. So he says, I only want as much land that is covered by my three steps. So you see, remember, he's very tiny. And so King Bali says, how much land? Of course, I can give him. Sage Shukracharya identifies Vamana as someone special immediately and warned the king as he felt there was hidden agenda behind this request. But king was in his arrogance offers the gift of land to Vamana despite the warnings of his guru. Shukracharya, annoyed with the pride of the king, shrinks himself with his powers and sits in the spout of Kumbha urn. From which water has to be poured to seal the promise to Vamana, the deity in disguise. So what happens is there's all the ritual has to be done as well. And so Shukracharya is so powerful that he makes himself small and sits on top of the the pot. And because he doesn't want this, promise to be fulfilled. So Lord Vishnu, as dwarf Vamana, understands immediately the trick of Shukracharya and picks a straw from the ground and directs it at the spout, poking the left eye of Shukracharya. Since that day, the guru of the Asuras, Shukracharya, is known to be blind in one eye. And also they feel that that is why there is some imbalance in his advice. Whereas Jupiter's advice is balanced, Shukra, because he is blind in one eye, then there is a little bit of lack of problem. So this photograph I took at Halebedu. Those of you know India, but here we see the view, how Vamana showed himself as Vishnu. This is, I think, either this one or this one here is Bali. So this is the Trivikrama Avatara. And so originally it was a small deity and then he became huge. And as soon as the offer is sealed, Lord Vishnu shows his true form. He is so large, his one step covers the earth, the second the sky, and then he asks, where should I put my third step? And King Bali offers his head, thereby Lord Vishnu crushes his ego. So King Bali also gets moksha because his ego, he's been crushed by Vamana. There's a city in Tamil Nadu called Mahabalipuram. It's next to Chennai. And also, I think there's a festival once a year. Bali comes back to, it's called Onam, around August, that celebrates Bali. So he was very good king, but he was also egoistical. So so you see this aspect of both Jupiter and Venus in this story. And Shukra is the guru of the Asuras. Venus was the teacher of the Asuras, the demons. He advises them when they ask for his knowledge, his advice, but they may not always follow it. And the demons in Vedic astrology are highly evolved souls who have lost the purpose of life. Therefore, their motivation is for personal enhancement. He is the only planet who has the secret of immortality. He guides the demons towards their lost soul. But Shukracharya, he knows how to make old people young again, or he can give rebirth, or he can rejuvenate you. And this secret he actually gave to Shani, because remember that Shani then learned under Shukracharya. We can also think of demons as our negative qualities. Shukra or Venus helps us to manage them if we are open to it. The negative qualities or our inner demons may not be always open to listening to the advice. So the role of Venus in your chart, if you have a strong Venus, it means that he's supporting you to work with your negativity, you know, your inner demons, your negativity. All of us have some of those. And so either you have a good Venus or then you work and develop your Shukra, and it helps, of course. So here we have Shukra and Brihaspati. Shukra is the guru to the demons, Brihaspati to the gods. And think of these as negative, positive qualities within us. Gods are small and well-formed, whereas demons are huge and powerful and selfish. So basically, our negative qualities are huge. So it is easy for us to be negative. It's easy for us to allow the negativity to get out of control. And you know, I spoke about this, that the godliness within us or the good qualities within us, they need to be looked after because they can easily disappear. And in the similar way, the negative qualities within us, we need to not suppress them, but to manage them, to control them, manage them, not allow them to become all huge and powerful. So Shukra is a Brahmin like Jupiter. His duty is towards knowledge, the studying and teaching of it. His guna is Rajas. In the planetary cabinet, Venus is the minister. So you see there's difference here, that the gunas are different. Jupiter's guna is Sattva and Shukra is Rajas. So Shukra is more seeking in the outer world. I want this, I want that. I'm looking for, even as far as knowledge is concerned. And as Venus is the minister, he's advising the king, he's advising people, but he doesn't have that same, we could say, the same status as Jupiter. I would say that a minister also has pretty high status. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. It's a female planet. It has Rajasic guna, Kapha dosha, element is water. Venus is exalted at 27 Pisces, debilitated at 27 Virgo. Nakshatras are Bharani, Purva Phalguni, and Purva Ashada. So here we have the chart of singer Britney Spears. And what you see here in her chart is that her Venus is quite compromised. Why do I say that? Because her Venus is 1 degree 30 Capricorn and Ketu is 1 degree 9 minutes Capricorn. So Ketu, which we will study next week, is very tightly conjoined Venus. So Venus is also the significator of marriage and relationships. So when you have Venus, Ketu, you have to think, how is her marriage or how are her relationships? So she got married for 1 day. You know, here in USA, you can get married in Las Vegas. And I remember that she got married and next day she decided to divorce. At night she got married and next day she decided to divorce. And this is Venus Ketu. And then she's married again, which is ended in divorce. And her third marriage also now is not in an easy position. So, and Venus also represents womanhood, femininity. So maybe she feels some aspect of that Venus Ketu in her chart. Venus is strong in the 4th house where he gets directional strength. Venus's direction is southeast, color white. Although I also think of soft pastel shades of pink and blue as Venus's color, but in the temples, you only see Venus dressed in white. So the color is white. Gemstone is diamond. and the day is Friday. This is what I was saying, that at the temples, people go and light candles to the goddess on Friday. It's beautiful. Certain temples, you'll see hundreds of candles lit because the women have come. They bring flowers, they bring candles on Friday. Venus stands for refinement and desires of man. It will give you pleasures, fulfill your desires, however outrageous they may be. Only thing Venus cannot do is avert your karma or make you happy. That is your responsibility. So say you want that beautiful dress or the big car or the bigger house, but sometimes people are not happy with all those things. That's not Venus's job. That is your choice, whether you be happy with all your desires being met. So that is a quality of Venus. So Venus is Karaka for wife, marriage, semen, sex. Main thing in the chart why we study Venus is that marriage. He's Karaka for every type of marriage, whether it's straight marriage, gay marriage, trans, any type of marriage. Venus is the Karaka. In a man's chart, Venus also represents wife. So this Venus's role for marriage is very important, because marriage is also more worldly activity. So as we see in Britney Spears' chart, I showed you that tight Venus Ketu conjunction, and you learn more about Ketu next week, creates complication there in her marriage and relationships. So we don't have any assignment this week. Also, I want to tell you, Keiko has got COVID, and so she has replied to all the last week's assignments, but please don't email her to ask her anything. Let her heal. And if you didn't get your assignment back, that means you wrote too big. It must be only 200 words, or I will give the next week, you'll have an assignment and I'll let you know. And here now, let us look at a few charts for Venus. And so Aesop. So now I'm going to put Venus here. At the top. So this is Venus in Aquarius, and Venus is with Mars. So Mars, he's a militant planet. Also, Venus's element is water and Mars is fire. So whenever Mars-Venus combination is together, it makes you very impulsive, and it can also create some kind of disagreement or fighting in relationships. So one is always said that one should learn to manage that, because the Venus-Mars. But there is a sense of impulsiveness. Venus is quite good in Aquarius. It's knowledgeable and thinking about alternative things. I think you have to see how the Mars impact is there. This is something that you have to look at yourself. And Atma Jyoti, here we see Venus is with lot of planets. Just one thing before what we studied, that Mercury and Jupiter are together, close together. Mars is there and Venus. So again, Mars, Venus together. Venus is in Sagittarius, 9th sign, that is Sagittarius. You can see here, this is the 9th sign. So it's in Guru's house, Sagittarius. It is with Jupiter, Mercury, lot of different diverse influences, but definitely seeking knowledge, wisdom, because that is what Venus is looking for here. And here we have Bindu, and Bindu has Venus on its own and in Capricorn. So Capricorn is a more practical Venus. Remember the story that Shukracharya taught Shani. So Venus is happy in Capricorn. There is no influence of Venus, but you can see here in the North Indian chart, Venus, Jupiter opposite each other. Always when Venus, Jupiter have any combination, one can be studying multiple things, can be studying different subjects because they are diverse gurus, or so that it may be something that you are looking for. Emma, uh, there's Venus in Leo. Leo is more, it's a kingly sign. So Venus is on its own. Generally, a planet does well on its own, except the moon. Moon needs company, but otherwise planets on their own, they do better because there's no influence to the planet. So, but Leo is the sign of the king, so you can be generous and expansive, and that is an aspect. And Jaja, this is the last chart. A lot of people here with Mars, Saturn, Venus, Saturn together. So, that is, it's not so rare because once a year, Venus and Mars come together. So it's not rare to have a Venus-Mars combination because Venus's orbit takes 1 year and Mars orbit takes 2 years. And here we see again the Venus-Mars together in Aquarius, but always whenever Venus is with a planet, you think, how does it affect my relationship? Because Mars is more fiery and Venus is watery and emotional and romantic. So there's possibility of that impact. So that is it for today. Let me write who next I'm doing so that for next week. Yeah, I'll start with you, Jennifer, next week. So any questions, anything? Okay. So I see there's a question here, but no, they're all in. Okay, no question. So I shall see you all next week. Next week is very important because we are doing Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. So the big guys. Bye-bye. See you.